Hi, I'm Eleni, and I'm here with a video in response to some comments and requests I've had. The request is, how do I maintain or be a human-centric leader when nobody else is in my environment? And I'll say it's just a mindset. Just like being mindful is a mindset, we could be mindful when other people aren't. We could be healthy and eat healthily and exercise daily and sleep well or have high quality sleep when nobody else does. So that's the same thing with human-centric leading. It's a way of thinking and feeling and behaving in response to the world around us. So it's an internal reference that helps us find ways that help us be more effective, more happy, more balanced, more confident, more empowered, more creative, feel good, be more engaged. And that's what we want out of our lives. We want purposeful lives. We want to feel good. We want to do beautiful work. We want to create beautiful things. And that's what human-centric leading helps us do. Now, why do we need this now versus, let's say, 10 years ago or 1 year ago? We have needed it in all these years. But what has changed is our perspectives. So now we actually want to connect back to our purpose. Like, we want to work on meaningful projects. In the past, we've accepted not working on meaningful projects. We've accepted work as a need to have money and to live well, and we didn't want something purposeful in it, but now we do. So now we need a new mindset, and that's what human-centric leading offers, a new mindset. Now let's say we have a meeting in the next couple of weeks that's going to be difficult, and we know it. In preparation of that meeting, we can notice how we feel. Maybe we're anxious. Maybe we're very, very nervous. Maybe we feel unprepared. And what we can do is we can use one of the human-centric leading tools, just looking at our emotions and questioning. How are those emotions informing me, for example, of what is happening? So if I'm anxious, maybe I'm looking in the future instead of being in the present moment preparing for that meeting. Or maybe I'm assuming the worst when I can just wait and see what happens, or plan for something to go well and think about what I can do to contribute to that going well. Let's say I'm nervous. Maybe that's giving me information that I need more information, more data, more preparation, a different way of looking at things. And I could use the triad, another tool, thought, feeling, behavior. And I can use it to jot down, what am I noticing about myself now? If I'm anxious, what am I thinking or assuming? And then what do I do in that context? And if I can then say, well, I want to be calm, I want to be confident, I want to be flexible in case someone attacks me or criticizes me. I want to be able to look through that and wonder, what do they need in that moment? Maybe they need more information, maybe they need more certainty, so I use the basic needs to respond to someone's attack as an example. Or in preparation, I say, what do I need? I need more information. I need to look at everyone as humans instead of the labels of somebody's higher or lower than I, or more able to influence me, the labels or positions. Maybe if I look at them as people and I wonder, how do they feel? Do they feel empowered? Do they have the certainty they need, or are they, feeling important and feeling respected? If I look at all those for myself and others, it informs me of what I can do in a new way. And so I can use the triads to start to find new ways of behaving. I may not have ever thought of them, but if I start to jot this down and I say, I want to feel calm and confident. Well, what do I need to think to feel calm and confident? I think I need to think I'm prepared. I think I need to see everyone as wanting the best of the project, even if they attack. I think I need to think that there is a way to solve this and we can do it if we look at the goal, for example, or if we're aligned. And then it will inform what I do. So if somebody attacks me, attacking them is not going to help me, right? In this triad, it would say a calm and confident person would not attack back. The calm and confident person would say, what would you like to see? Or what do you worry about? What are your concerns? It's finding ways to respond to people's CJB, criticism, judgment, and blame, in ways that helps you understand what do they need. Maybe they need more certainty and they're really anxious and they just attack because we've been taught to do that. We think that criticizing or attacking someone or blaming is good. It will come out with better ideas or more creativity or more accountability. But in practice, we realize that doesn't work. So the human-centric leading mindset helps us respond to the world in a new way. We may not be able to do it in every situation all the time. No. It's a practice, just like being mindfulness. Sometimes we're going to get hijacked by somebody else's behavior or emotions. It's okay. It's like a practice where we start to do it more and more. Maybe we start with our family. Maybe we do, we use these tools once a week in a meeting. Whatever helps us be able to start using them in different ways so that we feel more empowered and we are able to influence a situation to move toward where we think it might be better, and we can start contributing. We may not know what's the best for everyone, but we can always give it our best and say, okay, from my perspective on this project, the ideal is X, and I can contribute to that X. Somebody else may think it's Y, and we can discuss it and say, can we put those together and have a more broader or more, holistic vision that we can both work into. So these are the ways that kind of we use the different tools. Let's say in the Acropolis, maybe we're frustrated. Maybe we're like, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do next. Maybe we could say, okay, maybe if I go to the Acropolis, meaning a higher space, and look at the project or look at my situation from a bigger perspective, I could get some insight. I could say, oh yeah, maybe I've been a little bit reactive. Maybe I was a little defensive, and no wonder that person was defensive toward me. Or maybe I was kind of steamrolling in other people. Maybe I was like, you're wrong, I'm right. And I was getting into that, street fight, so to speak, where I'm proving that I'm right and somebody else is wrong, which really doesn't get us anywhere, because nobody wants to say, okay, yeah, I'm wrong. It doesn't help us feel, the feelings we want of contributing and confident and happy. So we could instead say, okay, this is what I think. What do you think? If we're both right, we have to assume we're both right from our perspectives. If you want to see some videos on the triad, if everyone has their right from their own perspective, what could I then say to someone who says, no, this is right? I could say, well, I have data that proves X. I could have insight that could help with Y. We can kind of find other ways to respond. So I think this is the way we stay in this mindset, using the human-centric leading tools whenever we need them. And we just practice. We may not be doing it 100% of the time in every context. It's okay. We can do it 10%, 1% of the time. It helps us start learning it. Just like when we were learning to be mindful, it's not easy. We forget every minute. And as we practice, it becomes inherent and becomes a new habit. So the idea is practice and trying to use these to get the results that are better for ourselves and others in relationship to each other, so that we create outcomes that make us feel empowered, that progress our work, that create ideas that actually solve the problems we have in ways that are effective and functional and practical and creative. So this is the idea behind the mindset. We don't need anyone else to think that way. We can practice it on our own, slowly, in any context we want. And as we get better, just like when we're, becoming more athletic, we can lift more, or we can exercise longer. We're practicing muscles that we have that we can use in any context as we develop. So the very sophisticated person who uses human-centric leading, it's a mindset they use. They don't use something else because it's internalized into their way of being, of seeing people with their inherent value and their emotional needs, and using these tools, which are all important for how we feel and therefore how we respond in a certain situation. So I encourage you to practice and realize that it's a mindset that you have and that you can develop, and you allow for mistakes because that's natural in learning, and you just use it more and more to notice how it helps you solve problems with your own thinking or interpersonal, challenges that we have every day.